Hello everyone, welcome to ixamBee. Today we have Mr. Naveen Kumar who has cleared SEBI Grade A 2018 attempt. We welcome you Naveen and congratulations for your success. I would like to introduce Naveen. Naveen has completed his graduation in computer science from BITS Pilani and he in 2013, and then he had worked for approx 1.5 years in Cisco and 10 months in Amazon as a software developer. In 2016, he has started his preparation for UPSC, and then in 2018, he started his preparation for SEBI. So, how you are feeling? Like you have cleared SEBI exam.
So, first of all, it's a good feeling. Okay, and it feels light that a huge burden has been taken off your head. So, but I'm looking forward to join the SEBI right now. So, yeah, it's a good feeling.
So, before starting with the strategies, I would like to ask you one question. You have prepared for UPSC for 2 years.
Correct.
So, what motivates you to switch from UPSC to SEBI?
So basically, unfortunately, in my last attempt, I could not clear prelims of UPSC.
Okay.
So I had almost 1 year before the next prelims comes.
Okay.
So obviously, and I was looking for alternatives, and that's when the SEBI notification came, and so that's why I prepared for SEBI.
Okay.
And like most of the syllabus was common to UPSC preparation, and so it was a very good option as well, and it's a very good job. So that's why I decided to go for the SEBI.
Okay, so apart from SEBI, you also tried for RBI and NABARD as the syllabus and everything is
almost same. So, but again, unfortunately, I could not clear that as well. So, basically, I could not clear prelims of both NABARD and RBI basically. So that's why, and SEBI was the last option.
Okay. That's great. So, would you like to tell your strategy for phase 1? How you started with phase 1 and how much time you have given? Did you prepare phase 1 or phase 2 simultaneously, or how?
So basically, I'll tell you briefly about the phase 1. So there are basically 5 sections in phase 1. One is general awareness, English, quantitative aptitude, reasoning, and securities market. So the securities market is common to both phase 1 and phase 2. So obviously there was it was logical to prepare at the same time for both phase 1 and phase 2.
Okay.
And since I had my graduation in computer science, basically engineering, so my 3 portions were very strong, basically English, quantitative aptitude, and reasoning. So these portions were very strong, so I paid very less time to these portions. And general awareness you can always do from newspaper. And the last option was securities market. This was completely new. So most of my preparation, most of my time I gave to this portion only, the securities market portion only.
Okay. So security market was basically a new
subject for me, completely new subject for me. So most of my time I devoted to securities market, approximately 20 to 30 days.
Oh, okay. Okay. So English, reasoning, quant, you were able to manage.
I was very comfortable because
Okay. And for general awareness, would you like to suggest which newspapers you have read daily, or how much time you have given for general awareness? What will be the best strategy, because students are very much confused
about
what to read,
right?
How many months they should concentrate.
So I think the general awareness section is very scoring. You can easily score about 60 to 70% marks in general awareness actually.
Okay.
So for that you regularly need to refer to the newspaper, and you can choose either of the newspaper, but I personally prefer the Hindu. And apart from that, there are monthly capsules available online, like Bankers Adda also have monthly capsules of the Hindu, so you can refer those and practice lots of questions from general awareness, because that will give you confidence to attempt more questions in the exam. So that was my strategy, and I was able to score very good marks in general awareness actually. So that's why.
Okay, so I would also like to ask one question, during the exam, how did you manage the time? Which section, did you make any strategies that I will attempt general awareness first, or this, any strategy?
Yeah, so this was my preference. So first of all, general awareness, there are 40 questions. So if I can give a brief introduction about the exam pattern. So there are 5 sections as I already told, and there are 40 questions from each section.
Okay.
So this was my preference of attempting the questions. First was general awareness, 40 questions. You should maximum devote 10 to 12 minutes to this section.
Okay.
And then second part was securities market, and again only you need to devote 10 to 15 minutes maximum.
Okay.
And then English, and then quant and this one aptitude, quantitative aptitude, and the reasoning part. Yeah, these two sections you need to attempt in the last, but make sure you attempt at least 20 questions from each sections, because there is a minimum cutoff of 40% in each individual sections actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So at least 20 questions from each section you need to attempt.
Okay. And coming to the securities part, like
Correct.
you can tell about securities part, your strategies, because it is the like news to everyone. Correct. And in none of the exams has this subject.
So basically securities market was very new. It wasn't asked in RBI and it wasn't asked in UPSC. So and there are very little resources available for that actually.
Okay.
So there is one resource which you can refer actually. So just 1 second, give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
So basically ICSI provides a module actually, capital market and securities laws. So there is one free PDF available at their site and you can refer that, but refer that selectively because it's a huge big PDF actually, some 700 pages. So refer that selectively, but you can cover most of the syllabus from that actually. And then refer current affairs actually. So those are asked very frequently and in huge numbers. So refer current affairs and do test series. That's the most important thing, do test series. I can repeat and repeat.
Okay.
So, and also you can refer SEBI circulars from their website.
Okay.
And that should do actually, that should be very fine. Should be enough.
Okay. So like coming to phase 2, like phase 2 also have FM, ESI, securities. Correct. So securities you said that you have covered simultaneously for both the phases.
Yes.
But I guess FM would be a challenge for you as you were from the computer
science background. Yes, yeah. I had no experience from the finance and this management syllabus management part.
Okay.
So, but the syllabus is very limited actually in the management, and that you can solve using very logical. Actually, the questions are very basic nature, and they are very logical. So you can apply your logic simply, and you can solve those questions. So it's not. So there are some theoretical concepts which you can find on internet actually.
Okay.
And apart from that, ESI is also asked in that paper. So that is overlapping with UPSC preparation.
Okay.
And so I prepared from that. You can refer Ramesh Singh for basic concepts, and then current affairs. Thoroughly. And for 4 to 5 months, you need to prefer current affairs.
And talking about the descriptive English part,
correct.
Like that is also like how you can score good in descriptive English part.
So basically, there are 3 questions asked in English. So one is essay writing, one is essay writing, and the third is the paragraph basically. So I did not prepare separately for this part actually.
Okay.
So because essay I had already prepared thoroughly during my UPSC preparation.
Okay.
So I completely banked on that. And apart from that, the main thing is about this paper is your time management, because you have to type in the computer actually. So you need to speed up your game so that you can type more swiftly, more correctly. Don't do silly mistakes like spelling mistakes and all, because they are very costly. They deduct marks for spelling mistakes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So make sure you manage your time very well. And that was my strategy for English actually. I did not prepare any separately for that paper.
Okay.
Yes.
So any other thing for phase 2 preparation, like how much time you have given again in phase 2?
So phase 2 was just 1 month after phase 1 actually. So but I started my preparation right after phase 1, so I did not waste any time just wondering about the cutoffs and all.
Okay.
So there is
no
point.
A lot of students do that.
There is no point. There is absolutely no point. Even if you do not clear, then it will be helpful in some other exam or this exam next year.
True.
So there is no point in creeping about the cutoff or predicting about the cutoff. So just make sure you start your preparation right after phase 1, because there is very little time, only 1 month. So that's the way to go.
Okay.
And again, keep referring current affairs and civil circulars.
Okay. And like coming to the last part, the interview.
Most dreadful
difficult.
part. Most dreadful part.
Exactly.
So
okay. How you have prepared for interview?
So basically, many candidates do worry about the interviews. So I mean during our preparation, so we had one group actually who were appearing for the interview, but there was no transcript available from the previous interviews actually. So it was very difficult to judge what kind of questions will be asked, what do we need to focus on, do we focus on our profile or do we need to focus on the syllabus actually.
Okay.
So it was very challenging to prepare for the interview. So mostly I focused, like my complete focus was on my profile actually.
Okay.
So I was thorough with my profile. So there are some basic HR questions you need to prepare for, like why do you want to join SEBI, walk us through your profile, what are your strengths and weaknesses. So all these personal questions and those like simple HR questions you need to prepare.
Okay.
So I can tell some of the questions actually from my interview. So like these are very basic actually. Walk us through your profile and why do you want to join SEBI, what are your strengths and weaknesses, like what projects did you work on your Amazon actually, and how can your profile, which is basically like IT profile, how can it help SEBI grow, basically how can it be helpful to SEBI.
Okay.
So these were very basic questions, and there will be some counter questions to those from the board, and then there will be some technical questions as well.
Okay.
So those technical questions are from current affairs only, like previous 6-7 months if you take the major news. So those will be from that only. So the questions asked to me were related to like Aadhaar controversy, data privacy and data localization, cryptocurrencies and the regulations.
So all the current topics.
Mostly current topics.
Okay.
So these will be the questions. But the panel is very cordial, so they'll make you feel comfortable. So it's not a stress interview or anything. So they'll make you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any other interview tips, like room interview tips?
So in the interview, just make sure you are true to yourself. So you speak what you believe in.
Okay.
And you focus on your profile completely. You are like, you should be very comfortable with your profile. So you should not hesitate to say anything about your profile. So whatever question or counter questions comes, you should be comfortable to answer them.
Okay.
And that should be the strategy for interview actually.
Okay, that's great. So any other tip which you want to give to the students?
So yes, there are some tips which I can give regarding the phase 1 as well as in phase 2.
Okay.
So during the exam actually, like what do you do in the exam center? So the first thing is time management. It's very crucial because like the exam is of only like if you talk about phase 1, the exam is only of 2 hours and there are 200 questions. So you need to select what questions you want to attempt, what section you want to focus on, and focus on your strength. Like if let's say you have like general awareness is very strong, so try to score more in that paper.
True.
And that should be the strategy. Make sure you don't stuck on one question. Like if you are not able to solve some question, then you should just leave it and move ahead. There's no point in try to solve that question again and again, because each question carry equal marks. So make sure you choose like wisely what questions you want to focus on.
Okay. And any other tips which students should not follow during the preparation, like?
So keep your resources, like keep your sources from where you are studying very limited and refer to them like again and again. Don't go for like multiple resources. You are like looking for here and there. Don't do that. It's of no use. Just repeat your resources and practice lots of questions and do test series, do lots of questions. That will be very helpful.
Okay. So like how ixamBee helped you?
So
yeah.
Yes, there were like number of ways in which ixamBee was very helpful. So as I told, the test series is freely available on ixamBee for SEBI, RBI, NABARD, everything. So for most of the sections, I relied on that only completely. Okay. For English section, quant section, or reasoning section, I just used to do 3-4 tests, and that would be all. That would be my preparation for these 3 sections. Okay. And then I would refer the current affair questions in the test series also, and just note down any question which was not in my notes. So I would prepare notes, and then I'll rely on that. Okay. So this was like it's available for both phase 1 and phase 2. And so I referred that completely, and I did not join any other test series. So that was more than sufficient. And then again in the interview, before appearing for the final interview, I did the mock interview here in ixamBee, and that was also very helpful. Sir gave me very critical and very important tips, and that boosted up my confidence, and that's why I was able to give interview. It went well actually, the interview. So that's why it was very helpful. Okay,
thank you. So any other tips which you want to give? Anything which you like to?
I guess most of the things I have already mentioned, and
like people preparing for UPSC should keep a backup option with them.
Correct. And it's a very decent, very good option actually.
Exactly. Like it's a prestigious
job, right?
Exactly.
And many of the things are overlapping with UPSC, so you don't need to give much of the time.
Okay.
So like I said, I hardly prepare like 15 to 20 days before phase 1
Okay.
and 1 month before phase 2.
Before phase 2.
Between phase 1 and phase 2. So it was like hardly 2 months or 2.5 months, like 15 days you can take for interview.
Okay.
So it was hardly 2 or 2.5 months preparation if you are appearing for UPSC and your maths and English are strong. So it does not take much time and it's a very good job.
Okay.
So go for it.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your success mantra. I hope the students will get a lot of help from your strategies, and they will also be applying that strategy.
Okay.
So thank you, Naveen, and congratulations and all the very best for
Thank you,
future.
Thank you.
Thank you.